we still have a session that was, this entire event was specially chosen by the AEkiti team, and they picked something specially for everyone. And if you are a developer and you want to get into æternity blockchain development, then this session is for you. The session is titled History of the æternity Development Suite, and it will be anchored by our very own Emmanuel Joseph, known as Jets. Jets is a brilliant mind who's he's a full stack web developer who loves using Google and æternity tools in software development. His vision to impact young minds and his love for community building got him to be the lead in the development student club for the Ekiti State University of Nigeria. And he's also the AEkiti ambassador. With this session, see, he's already smiling. With this session, you will understand how to use various æternity tools, learn how to find available learning resources, and also how to get new releases updated. Okay, Jets, it's your turn. We have you on stage once again.
I don't know. I can't get anything from my side now.
I think Emmanuel Joseph is having a few network issues too. Goodness, are you back with us? Goodness, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, while we wait for Joseph, I would there are a few questions here for you.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, let me look for them in the private chat. Someone asked you, what are the prerequisites programming language for Sophia?
Well, okay, the question is not okay. Well, Sophia itself is a program, but you need some certain skill. For you need some certain skill. Basically, you can easily learn, easily get started with Sophia. So you don't really, you just need to know the basics of programming, and that's all.
Okay. I think there's one more question here for you. What would you advise the person that wants to go into smart contract development without a laptop or has only a mobile phone?
Yeah. Okay. I think you kind of need a system to actually build like a full application, but you can use this AE Studio on your phone, but you won't be that. I think with this AE Studio you can actually use your phone to just play around. But if you want to build a full application, you need a system for that.
Okay, thank you very much. Goodness. I think Jess is back. Jess, we'll have you on stage again.
Okay.
Okay. Hello everyone, can we see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen, Jess.
Okay, great. Sorry, I had internet issues. So hello everyone, I'll be talking on the æternity development suite. So I am Emmanuel Joseph, Jet, and Ekiti lead and ambassador. And you can follow me on Twitter at the link shown on the screen, the handle shown on the screen. And let's sit tight as, trust me, you would enjoy this session if you want to move into development with æternity. As as Goodness said, Eternity is really interesting. So before I start by explaining the development suite as a developer, let me just give a brief introduction of what Eternity is, in case you are new and you don't know what Eternity is. So Eternity is a blockchain technology that has a strong aim of solving blockchain scalability issues. So, however, technically, Eternity blockchain is an Erlang-based smart contract platform engineered by programming pioneers to address some of the most fundamental challenges that the native blockchain earlier had. While generally, Eternity is an open source blockchain platform that solves the problem of scalability, usability, efficiency, governance, reward data, and contract security. Okay, now let's get started with the development suite since we now know what Eternity is. Okay, so there are a lot of development tools for you to use as a developer. You can make use of anyone that you deem fit or anyone that you love to use. The first one here, as you can see, is AE Studio. It is an editor in which Goodness made use of this AE Studio while it was talking about how to write smart contract, and he built a to-do list app. You can also make use of AE Studio, and AE Studio can be found at studio.apps.com. The next amazing Eternity tool you can make use of is AEproject. AEproject is really amazing, in which you can build a full-blown app like Superhero and other mighty apps using AEproject. If you want to learn more on AEproject, you can see the link showing on the screen, which is aeproject.skatebook.io. So for developers, there are different languages. There are different languages developers use that is that they are conversant with. So if you are a JavaScript developer, what you will need to use as the SDK if you want to move into Eternity development is the app SDK JS. So that app SDK JS can be seen using this link. And for Python, if you're a Python developer and you love using Python for your development, you can actually go through the SDK at this link as well. If you're a Go developer, you can also make use of this for Java and for Electra developers. So before I move to the next thing, just let me show you one thing that is so amazing about AE Studio. So I'm going to open this link on my new tab here. Okay, can we see the screen? I guess we can't see this, so I'm coming. Please bear with me. Let me share. Okay. Yes. Okay, great. Can we see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, nice. So Goodness has made use of this studio to show you how amazing you can write Sophia smart contracts, right? But do you know that you can also sign in with your GitHub profile to have your own full permanent account that you can use for testing purposes? So if I click on here and I click on connect with GitHub, just that is loading. I'm trying to connect my GitHub account. Okay, let me click on the button again. Okay, it's loading now. Okay, now as you can see, I'm signed in and this is my account, Emmanuel Joseph Jet. So anything I want to do now, I can make use of it with my own full account. As you can see, it has brought out my own account, and this is my account. So you can top up your account to do any beta test, any test at all you want to use on while writing your smart contract. The next amazing thing now is, as Goodness explained, it was testnet and mainnet. So if you want to maybe deploy your smart contract to live, you want to deploy it to the mainnet network, you would have to connect it with SuperHero. So when you click on mainnet, you would see connect to SuperHero. Because I'm connected, that is what I've actually done mine before, is the reason why you can't see the button that is saying connect. But if you check in now, you would see I only have one account here, and this is my AE and this is my account. So if you put anything here now, you want to deploy to the mainnet. So let's just go back to testnet, because I want to deploy this sample contract to show you something amazing. But let me reload this. For the JavaScript developers, AE Studio also has something installed in which it helps get your code easily. Like if you have a smart contract here and you want to get, maybe you are writing JavaScript code and you want to be able to call that smart contract, or you want to be able to call this function, you would see a simple guide. Oh, sorry, I don't know why it's not loading. It's not loading completely because I can't deploy. Let's see. Okay, we're back to testnet. I'm not seeing the deploy tab. It's the reason why I keep reloading. Well, okay, I don't know why the deploy tab is not showing, but let me try to go through the file editor URL to see if it would work better there. Okay, good. So this is the file editor URL, which is the same thing with the AE Studio. So I have a to-do list smart contract here again, and I'm just going to click on deploy here. And okay, now I have my contract deployed. So let's say I want to use the add tags function, which is this add tags function. All I need to do, if I want to use it in my app while building for app and I'm using JavaScript, is to click on this code. As you saw here, this stuff is still under maintenance, but it still does the job. So if you, as you can see, when I clicked on this now, this stuff generated a code snippet for us. And if I see here, you would see where it made use of the universal AE memory account and node to actually do, and as you can see, we have our secret key and our private key. If you check well, your private key, this private key and secret key is just for you to test your code. And this is your smart contract code, which is from here. And you can see a function main here that actually helps you connect to the node and get your instance alongside with the height. So you just clicking on that code would get you a complete code snippet that when you put on your code, your application code, it would help you run this add tags function from your web app. Now, not on your AE Sophia, you're not testing on the AE Studio now. It will help you run it on your app. So that's another amazing thing about AE Studio that you can do. So let's move to the next one, which is AEproject. For AEproject, you can, as I said earlier, you can develop full-blown apps with AEproject. And if you want to get started with AEproject, all you need to do is just to go to https://aeproject.gitbook.io. You get guides that will show you how to install, how to run your first AEproject command, and build amazing stuff on AEproject. So moving on to the next, which is learning resources. As you can see, we have Sorry. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, Jess, we can still see your screen.
Okay, great. So the first place you can get learning resources is on GitHub, which is Eternity GitHub account. So if you go to http://github.com/eternity/tutorial, let me add there now. You would see amazing tutorials made by the Eternity team that would show you how to do some amazing stuff. Like we have a tutorial here that's showing you how to run Eternity node on Ubuntu 18.04. There's another tutorial that shows how to get test forms. There's another tutorial that shows how to create Eternity account with CLI. There's another tutorial that shows how to deploy a smart contract with AEproject. So if you want to get started with AEproject and you don't know where to go, you can easily go through this tutorial on GitHub. So, and this tutorial has always been updated by developers in the Eternity community. So, and if you get to update the tutorial, you get appreciated by the Eternity community, and it's really amazing. So you can dive in now, start learning how to code in Eternity, start learning how to use Eternity tools, and even you would be able to receive compensation for from Eternity if you update the tutorial or something. So it's really nice building with Eternity tools. And with security, you don't need to worry about that, because the smart contract alone and the architecture of the blockchain is so secured and is good to go. And the second place you can go for documentation for learning resources is the documentation hub, which is at this address. At the moment, this documentation hub is presently on maintenance, but I would show you how it looks like using my link. So let's just go to Emmanuel Joseph. Let's get doc. Okay, yes. Now this is how the documentation hubs look like. This documentation has everything installed, everything you need them to do, be it from the protocol, from Sophia, everything is on the documentation hub. And with the search button here, you can easily get what you're looking for. So if you're looking for maybe content on AEproject, and you click on AEproject and you just type AEproject, it would search the documentation hub for information on AEproject, because the documentation hub is big and like that. If you are not skilled in maneuvering your way or navigating through, you might get lost. Sorry, I guess my internet is doing somehow. It's not bringing out this search. It's just showing initializing search. Okay, good. Now, as you can see, it has brought out content on AEproject. As you can see from here, there's a title called AEproject here, and it's showing you AEproject is this. And there's another one here. There's AEproject in Quick Grocery. There's AEproject Shape. So it's give you everything on AEproject. So if you want to start with AEproject, you can easily say, click on this link now, and it will open where AEproject is for you. Because you, if you are new and you don't know how to maneuver your way, you get lost. Only if you want to read through everything, because there's Node, there's getting started Node, like how you can install Node on Windows, on Ubuntu, and the rest, and even how to get Docker installed. You have everything right here on the documentation hub. So if you make use of the search as we did here, you can see AEproject is an Eternity framework which helps setting up a project. So you can see a lot of other information about AEproject. But if you want to get started with Eternity, if you're a newbie, I would advise you just go straight to this getting started option here. And as you can see, you have Hello World with Sophia here. So if you click on Hello World with Sophia now, it opens a tutorial that would show you how to create a Sophia smart contract in 3 steps. So you can see, you would see the awesome images of the A Studio here to write the smart contract. So you can make use of the documentation hub to get started as well. And the last place for learning resources is AEkiti, Eternity Ekiti, which is the Ekiti community. So Ekiti community is a community of developers, entrepreneurs, writers, designers, just techies, anything, name it, we are here. So Ekiti lead and co-lead always try to create tutorials to help solve some things using the Eternity tool. So if you click on this link, which is aekiti.com, you get to see information about Ekiti. You get to see technologies that we're excited about, smart contract state channels, Oracle naming system. You get to see events here, you get to see stories here, and you get to see the team members here. But if you are looking for resources, learning resources, all I'll say is head straight down to this connect and click on the YouTube link. When you click on YouTube link, we always post videos, tutorial videos on our YouTube channel, even so you can learn. So we have different playlists here in which we populate time to time in order for you to learn Eternity too. So there's Eternity tutorial here in which videos on Eternity tutorials would be videos from this place. Let's see, there's a tutorial here, and you are not getting it right, so you can come to Ekiti YouTube channel and click on and go to the Ekiti Eternity tutorials playlist, where you definitely see videos that is going to explain that tutorial. Presently, we have this how to build a to-do list app, part 1, part 2, which is this tutorial, building a to-do list app, part 1, part 2, and this playlist will be updated with other tutorials soon. The next place you can also go and on Ekiti channel is the online session for DevStudyJæm. So Ekiti had a session, a 10 weeks workshop training for developers at Eternity or at Ekiti State, Nigeria, and after getting feedbacks from the community saying, okay, we want to join this training session, but we're not in Ekiti, so how can you help? So we created this playlist, which has tutorials on writing a smart contract. As you can see, we have integrating smart contract part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, where you would learn how to use smart contract. After writing the smart contract on A Studio, you would learn how to integrate that smart contract with your web app. And we also have a tutorial here saying implementary file system. So this tutorial would actually show you how to make use of IPFS to store files or images on the blockchain network, and get the IPFS hash and save it on your smart contract and a lot more. So we also have a video which will show you how to install AEproject, be it on your Windows device or your Ubuntu device. So you can dive into Ekiti YouTube channel to get other learning resources. So with this, I guess I'm going to stop here. But for that, let's enter this JavaScript link, just so you can always learn about Eternity's SDK. So the recommended SDK for development is the JavaScript Sdk. So if you see through here, you would get to know if you want to get the latest release made by the team about the SDK. You can definitely see that on this panel. As you can see, release. So the latest SDK as of now is version 7.5.0. So that's the latest Eternity JavaScript SDK. And if you need to learn more about other releases, you can just open that tab and see other release that has been made. You see information about the release, and you can also compare a release. So that's about getting the latest release on Eternity blockchain. And I believe I've been able to make you interested in building on the Eternity blockchain. So with this, I would say thank you, Debbie, and you can always contact
Thank you so much
Ekiti on these links. So
thank you so much, Jet.
yeah.